Welcome back to YouTube channel of IMS Kanpur, and let's continue with the next series of vocabulary booster. Already we have done 3 vocab booster and this is the 4th one. And all these words are going to play a very important role in exams of IPM as well as NPAT, SET and CUET. So let's start. The first word is equivocal. Equivocal means you speak from both the side. It means suppose you're participating in a debate and you're speaking from both the side, which is confusing the audience. So you can say equivocal means confusing, or you can say lack of clarity. So when he was asked his opinion on the topic whether T20 cricket is real cricket or not, he sounded equivocal. Skeptical is someone who generally does not believe or who has a lot of doubts. So kind of doubter. He has a lot of questions on any particular topic or issue. Presumption is assuming something to be true. Assumption of something to be true. Like, for example, something that has been believed to be true from a long period of time will become presumption. So like our constitution says that unless proven, a person will be presumed to be innocent. So there's a presumption of innocence till the time he is not proven guilty. Callous is insensitive. Someone who does not show a lot of emotions or does not have rather emotionless person, insensitive or careless. Like some people want to earn only money and they have callous feelings towards poor people. Barbarism is an act of cruelty. So like killing innocent people is always an act of barbarism. Rational is being logical. So something that is done with logic is rational. Like we say human beings are rational people. Discriminatory is something that is done with partiality. You're showing partiality or you're discriminating between people. Ya bhedbhav kar rahe ho. Like our constitution clearly says that there shouldn't be any discrimination based on caste and religion. Accustomed is being habitual of something or being used to something is called as accustomed. After living for 25 years in this city, I have been accustomed to all the roads and all the places that are there in this particular city. Perennial is everlasting, something that never ends, or you can say never ending. Like poverty looks to be a perennial problem of our society. So something that is continuously a problem that is continuously going on, or sometimes looks like corruption is also perennial. Abdication is giving it up a position of power or leaving a position or authority is called as abdication. Leaving an authority. Relinquish or leave something. Another word that I can write is forsake. So he abdicated the throne and went to the jungle in pursuit of knowledge. So abdicated means leaving your throne, leaving a position of authority, that will be called as abdication. Okay, let's move to the next set of 10 words. Incredible. Now we all know the word credible. Credible is believable. So incredible is something that is difficult to believe, hard to believe. We use the phrase incredible India. Why? Because there are so many religions, so many languages, still we live in harmony. And that's something that is incredible for other people, other part of the world to believe in. Implication is something that is hidden or an implied idea. And maybe you can say hidden consequence of something, or maybe unknown consequences. So whenever you do something, certain things are very known, like you're studying, then obviously the known result could be a selection in IPMAT. But there are certain other benefits that you have not thought about and you may realize them later on just because you studied. So those are implications. You can say the war between Iran and Israel and US is going to have long-term implication on the economy of the whole world. Allegory is called a story, or maybe a moral theme that is hidden behind maybe a painting or maybe a artistic creation. Like you can say the allegory behind the paintings of Manjeet Baba is freeness, or you can say weightlessness, like you're feeling completely free. That is the allegory behind his paintings. Wary is being cautious, being careful, circumspect, or being watchful. That is called as wary. You need to be wary about fraud online transactions. Hypocrisy is a kind of act of pretense. You are pretending yourself to be morally superior while in real practice you're not, जिसको हम पाखंड बोलते हैं. So that is कि there is a lot of difference between what you practice and what you do. That is called as hypocrisy. Like lot of political leader, when they say that we are here to serve people, but at the end of the day their wealth is increasing, now that could look like an act of hypocrisy. Massacre is a mass killing. Carnage, like Jallianwala Bagh was one of the biggest massacres that has happened in our country. Imperceptible is something that is unnoticeable, something that is so minute that the change is not at all visible. So not visible, or even you can say something that is not understood. I met him after 25 years, but there is imperceptible change in his personality. It means there is not much change. He is same as he used to be 25 years ago. Inscrutable, the word has come from scrutiny. Scrutiny is to examine. Inscrutable is something that cannot be examined. His evidence is now unscrutable as he is no more in this world. So like whatever, evidences he presented in front of court now cannot be examined because he is no more. Juxtapose is to keep things side by side. When you want to compare two things, then you keep them side by side, is called as juxtapose. He juxtaposed two books and tried to compare between them. And totalitarian is something that is authoritative or kind of a regime that want to impose its power on other people. That is totalitarian. Like you can say in this word, there are certain countries that are quite totalitarian in nature. They're quite authoritative, or maybe they're kind of dictatorship. They are under dictatorship regime. Let's look at the last 5 words. Recant is to disown something. Like you take back, withdraw your earlier statements. That is what is called as recant. So like sometime you make maybe a statement that can hurt the sentiment of the people. So with the better, in the larger interest, you try to recant those statements officially. So you disown, you say, I haven't said that. Or I withdraw, I take my words back. Dogmatic is very orthodox kind of person who is very rigid in his belief. Or you can say somebody who is very conventional or conservative person is called as dogmatic. So he is full with dogmatic attitude. Tabooed is obviously something that is socially prohibited. You cannot talk openly about any topic, can be called as socially prohibited. So there are certain topics that are still considered taboo in a society. Sinister is evil. Something that is a bad plan is called as sinister. Like killing innocent people in any way can be considered a sinister act. It cannot be justified. And revolt is obviously to rebel or go against authority or existing power. That is called as revolt. The word revolution has come from revolt. So you can say 1857 was the time when Indians revolted against the Britishers. So these were the 25 words. Now let's do some small exercise based on these words. The first one is again matching the synonyms. So just take 1 minute before looking at the solution. The first word is skeptical. Skeptical are the doubters who doubt on everything. They're not sure about something. So you can use the word unsure. Perennial, as we discussed, everlasting, or you can say never ending, can be called as perennial. Wary is being cautious or alert about something, can be called as wary. Totalitarian is definitely authoritative or acting like a dictator. Dogmatic is orthodox. Sinister is bad. And revolt is rebel. So skeptical, again, doubter or unsure who asks a lot of questions before believing something. Perennial is never ending. So you can say everlasting. Wary is alert or cautious. Totalitarian is dictator. Dogmatic is orthodox. Sinister is evil or bad. And revolt is to rebel. Now let's match the antonym. Contempt is a feeling of disrespect. So you can say the antonym will become respect. Replete is full with something. So you can say empty. Pathos is pain or feeling of sorrow. So antonym will be joy. Cogent is logical. So antonym will become unconvincing. And belie is to prove something wrong, testify. Now let's go with this word as fill in the blanks. May 24 will mark 1 year since the which left 19 children and 2 teachers dead. So if you read the context, it talks about killing of so many people, and killing of so many people means massacre. So in the first blank, we can put the word massacre. So in the fill in the blank question also, if you read the context very, very carefully, then I'm sure you can get the right word if you have knowledge about the vocab. It's interesting to the lifestyle of today's teenage generation with their grandparents. You want to compare that? So the best option has to be juxtapose. I'm offended by his that women can't be good at mathematics. So maybe you have your hidden maybe theory about something. So you can say implication is the best possible word. Maybe presumption would have been also right word, but that is not given. So we can take implication. His sympathy with the competitor's misfortune was sheer hypocrisy. It was just an act of pretense, hypocrisy. After a few days here, you will soon become accustomed to his little ways. So you'll become habitual, or you can use the word accustomed. His broaching. Broaching means introducing a controversial topic. So any controversial topic, if you introduce, that is the word broaching. So his broaching of this topic, however, came at a general great personal cost. It means you have paid a lot of price. So obviously people pay price when they talk about taboo topics. Once the shock wore off, thinking set in and he calmed down. So once the shock was over, then obviously became a little more logical and rational. So I think the best option has to be rational. So this was the first part of fill in the blanks. And let's look at the second part of the filling blank, which also cover around 10 words. His response was deliberately avoiding any clear commitment. So if you're not giving any clear commitment, it means you're making unclear. There is lack of clarity. So for the lack of clarity, we have read the word equivocal. The judge warns against that wealth guarantees integrity. Right. So this is a kind of presumption. He warned against the presumption that wealth guarantees integrity. Years of exposure to inequality made people habitual, or maybe you can say accustomed to injustice. They become habitual of that kind of injustice. They forget their rights. The policy was criticized for being overly discriminatory against minorities. Her attitude made her question, even if you're questioning well-established fact, it means you're kind of doubter. So the best word has to be skeptical. The leader's resignation was seen as an abdication of responsibility. You wanted to forsake your responsibility. So the abdication is the best word over here. Poverty remains a problem. Obviously, poverty is a perennial problem or never-ending problem. The manager's behavior toward employee led to resentment as a kind of dissatisfaction. So obviously your behavior is negative, and so the best possible answer could be callous, because I'm looking for a negative word over here. The destruction of cultural heritage was described as pure barbarism. It was an act of cruelty. A thinker evaluates evidence before forming conclusion. Yes. If you're a logical person, you don't form just conclusion just like that. You evaluate them, you analyze them. So I think a rational thinker, or maybe a logical thinker. The story sounded so absurd that it all seemed almost incredible. Nobody wants to believe it. So incredible is the best word. And the of his silence was that he agreed with the decision. So the implication of his silence, like since he was silenced, so I could hiddenly make out that he agreed with this. So implication is the correct word. So I think this was the fourth session of Vocab Booster. So guys, please keep revising all these words, keep practicing them so that you can perform to the best of your ability in the exams that you're going to write. Thank you.